Hello, everybody, and welcome to Green Driving and Thriving Podcast, episode number 11. Today is, what is today?
Yeah, it is the
12th. November 12th.
Yep. Almost halfway through November.
I can't believe that. I don't even want to think about that. How
Yeah.
close we are to Thanksgiving and holidays and all that stuff.
I swear, wasn't last week Halloween?
Literally, there's not much candy floating around, but a little bit still, right?
Yeah, no, we're still off the trimmings of the candy. But,
yeah, absolutely. So we're excited, right? We went through our extreme driving scenarios, and we covered that series, and now we're going to start a new series, Mike. And what are we calling it?
We're calling it our Driving Dilemas series.
Driving Dilemma, yeah. You know, throughout our driving experience, we come across occasionally a unique situation, or maybe we're familiar with it. Maybe we see it all the time if we live in the neighborhood. But each different area, each different town has a unique situation somewhere tucked away that you don't normally see in other cities, or whatever it is. And we seem to kind of have some knowledge of a few of them. Is that right?
Absolutely, and like that's one of the things that as driving instructors we come across them pretty often, and we have some answers, but sometimes they genuinely stump us.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How's the regular driver supposed to deal with that?
Absolutely, we've had some students face unique and unusual situation dilemmas in their driving test. And, with those scenarios, we certainly are curious and want to figure out exactly what's going on so that we can provide the correct information for our students. But as professionals, I think the two of us have a general curiosity and interest in, with our many years of experience, and, well, we'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, right.
The answer is hopefully, because sometimes these things, they're not evident, and we have to go back and actually research ourselves.
Yeah.
Because, the consensus of driving is like, oh, this makes sense. The car's supposed to follow this way. Let's go there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it completely befuddles even us.
Right. No, it's true.
So the average driver's not out there on their own. We're just instructors, so we try to tend to go to the safest option.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're going to do is, we'd like to go on with the whole series of these in a sequence, and this particular issue was brought to us by one of our instructors, Juliet, from the
Halloween
episode, absolutely. Yeah. And it was really good, and she intrigued us right away with what she was describing. It's a new intersection, right? Right over there at Harder and Dollar, which is just below Mission, right? So
just right before Mission. Everyone knows that it's the old Kmart, but now it's the In-N-Out and the Raising Cane's.
That's right. So wonderful little intersection over there. Lots of good things happening. But we were very curious as to how that area, with that increased traffic, those draws, right? We all know In-N-Out and Raising Cane's tend to have big lines. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the video. We went out on a little field trip here and filmed the video. And let's go ahead and break that down, Mike.
Alrighty. So here we go. So on the video, we're cruising through. We're coming under that underpass. We're heading.
We're on Harder, right?
Yeah, we're on eastbound Harder towards the campus.
Yep.
And we're coming up, and you can see the intersection of Dollar, and you see this is the bike lane. So we enter, make the lane change through the bike lane.
So that's the simple one, and then it's the next one that we're looking at from across the street here, right?
Yeah, so let me pause that right there. So now we're stopped right at the intersection, and we're checking it out, and you can see the bike lane continues through that intersection.
Right, directly across.
Yeah.
But the position we're in is a right turn only lane, and what you see as you move forward is that once you cross the intersection, it becomes a different right turn lane that goes into In-N-Out.
Yeah, that goes into In-N-Out, or you make the right onto Mission from there.
Which is further, right?
Yeah,
So it's interesting because it is a unique situation, and in this case, the question was, can you make the lane change in the intersection? Which typically, as instructors, we would say, no way, absolutely not. It's not safe. However, in doing some research and kind of combing through the handbook,
we had to go through. We had to go through our
handy dandy. It doesn't specifically say that you can't do it, although it is recommended that you don't. Gray area.
Yeah, gray area. So it's one of those things where you can only do it if it's safe.
If it's safe.
Yeah. So assuming that the cars in this lane are making the right into Canes,
Right.
when you get the green light to choose your own adventure,
Yes.
you can go to the right to turn into In-N-Out or onto Mission.
Yes.
Or you can keep going straight and head up to the campus.
And to be in position and to comply with the other laws, right? Because once you get through the intersection, the bike lane becomes solid again.
Yep.
So from that point, through a bike lane, it's like you got the two solid whites, which is a barrier.
Yep, you can't cross.
You cannot cross. So the other difficult aspect is from the position where we're parked in that right turn lane. What if I don't turn and decide to shoot right on up ahead, and then like you said, choose your own adventure? This is all kinds of danger in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like when we first saw or on the video, our first thing was like, oh, that can't be legal.
That's totally
that can't be legal. They must have not. But I mean, looking through the handbook, it must be what I would recommend is if they put those little poles.
Yes.
Right there.
The little light ones. Right?
Yeah, the little light ones, so that it kind of guides you in there.
Bit, yeah.
Just so that there's no possibility for someone to continue.
You know what gets tricky there, Mike, is all we're thinking about is car. What if you're on a bike?
Yeah.
You're a bicyclist trying to make it through there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing, is right. It's supposed to designate that bike lane, but I got to think that setup is just not safe at all.
Yeah. If I was a bicyclist in that intersection, I would feel it 100 times worse. I would try to ride on the sidewalk.
I would get off my bike and walk through the side, right? Like a crosswalk, right? Yeah. No, that's a
because that's a pinch point, right?
That's and not only that, but on some days, right? I don't think they've quite got the crowds going every day. We were out there today on Tuesday, so not a huge crowd, but it's got to get dense, and people, they're getting hangry and they're getting upset.
Yeah.
They've been in line. I mean, I tell you, that one there, that's a good dilemma. That's a tricky situation.
And that place is only going to get more busy. You know, like there's still some open stores. There's a Sprouts. There's a Ross.
Yeah.
You know what? Home Goods is going in
lots
there.
Of good stuff.
Especially in the holidays times, when the shopping craze.
Oh man.
You know how people are.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. Yeah. So I think that was a great question. And so what is our official answer on that? Like the question was, can you then make the lane change in the intersection?
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Yes. Is the answer.
You would have to.
You have to.
The safest possible question.
Yes.
Or a path for you to go would be to make the lane change in the intersection.
In the intersection. So obviously in that case we're smogging. We're watching out for the potential of the person who should be turning right to try to cheat. Right, because it's kind of almost a shortcut if no one's turning right and the people are correctly waiting in the straight lane. And anyway, disaster.
And it's such a dangerous, because then this person who's going in this lane may be thinking, oh, I'm in line for the In-N-Out.
Right.
I'm trying to get to the In-N-Out.
Right.
I need to go up to this is the correct lane for me to be in the In-N-Out. And then they see someone cutting them up. They're gonna be like, this guy's cutting me off.
Yes.
Even though the person that slid on in is following the law correctly.
Right. Or maybe just legitimately confused.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So that's a good one. And to continue the series, we're really hoping for some audience feedback. And if you have anywhere in the Bay Area, we're willing to go on some field trips and check out if there's an intersection. Maybe your student got tripped up at the DMV and you're just like, I don't know, you're not actually sure, which happens a lot, right? I mean, especially with these situations that are, a little bit gray area, there's not always a clear-cut answer, but we are definitely up for the challenge.
Yeah, we're here to solve them.
Yeah, we hope that, we're going to be on our own hunting out there for them. But if you know of any, please comment, let us know. And if we use yours, we'll throw in one of these sweet Go Green t-shirts.
We got the Go Green t-shirt. We got the mugs.
Absolutely.
You take your pick. You get whatever you want.
We'll put together a swag kit for you.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys listening. Make sure that you subscribe. And always remember to go safe.
And go green.